Hello and welcome to We, Me and Us. We are delighted to have you here as we dive into the exciting journey of leading, coaching and transforming organizations in our rapidly changing world. I'm Pierre Neis, your host and agile coach. I'm truly passionate about sharing real-world insights with those eager to create meaningful change. At We, Me and Us, we're all about exploring new tools and perspectives that inspire impactful transformation. Let's embark on this journey together. Hello, everybody. Welcome on the channel. Here is your host, Pierre Neis. And again, let's be welcome in a Women and Us podcast. Today, I have a good, more than acquaintance, I would call it a friend, Sophie. And Sophie is, for me, a very creative, very interesting person. I met at Play 14 Zurich nearly 2 years ago. We have to make it one again this year. And she's, for me, my perspective is a Lego Serious Play facilitator. But the best of Sophie, who are you?
Thank you, Pierre, for having me. So I'm Sophie. I'm a citizen of the world. I hold 2 passports, but I don't even speak any of those languages at home. And I'm a former financial analyst and converted into creativity or creative thinker. And I use effectively, as you said, the Lego Serious Play method as my favorite tool, but not only.
That's cool. So you have 2 passports which you don't speak any language of it. What are these passports?
At home. At
home.
I'm a dual citizen, French and Swiss, but we speak English at home.
But you know, French is also part of the Swiss languages.
It is true, but I'm not speaking French so much at home. Only when my kids have problems with the French language at school.
Oh, that's good. So I saw, I guess last week I heard the report, I guess from the SRF, that the most spoken language in Switzerland is indeed German. Number 2 is English. Then number 3 is French, then Italian, and then Romansh.
Yeah.
Bizarre, right?
Yes. Well, I do, do speak a bit of German too. I get by, as I would say in English. I had to converse with the teachers, to converse with the doctors, but all thanks to my kids.
But you're doing way better than just having the first working permit, the B permit. Then I have to renew this year, maybe on C permit. And then maybe 5 years later, I will be allowed to ask for maybe Swiss citizenship only if the people from my canton accept it.
I got my permit about almost 12 years ago now. My permit, my passport, my Swiss passport.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just 4.5 years, nearly 5 years here. It's not enough. So I have to work harder. So Sophie, what are you doing?
I'm a teacher / facilitator / consultant. I teach my home language, so French, to students, so they can get better outcomes at school, because French is still a language that you learn from the age of roughly, so it's 5th grade, so 11 years old. But then it carries on till high school. And facilitator of workshops for corporate and individuals. I haven't really found my niche because I love problems. I love a good problem. So when I can, I help people that way.
That's insane. It's insane to say
insane.
I love problems.
I realize it is insane. I realize because the world is changing so fast, and then I cannot position myself very well. So, and I'm also a consultant. I mean facilitator / consultant. It helps.
So one of your babies is Lego Serious Play, right?
Yes. Yes.
So why this?
Because it bridges many worlds, or it can bridge many worlds. My background is in financial services. I used to be an analyst and a very analytical mind. And then the world has changed past 2008 after the financial crisis. Became very complex, very ambiguous. And I realized that creativity was one of those way of thinking that could help solve problems in the corporate world. So I became a facilitator of Lego Serious Play because it does make the bridge between more fixed fixed system, which at the time weren't moving that fast and were really stable, to new ones that we live now.
If you allow, with your permission, I will rephrase it. Is allowing to think out of the box. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, and it's allowing also a more human-centered approach. It's allowing better communications in many ways because we speak in metaphors and not about the person in front of you or in the room. And it's allowing a process also of reflection and sharing in front of a group. And I think, it shows, it promotes diversity around the table as well. So it's a very, very, I find, very powerful method.
Yeah. I have an affirmation here, please challenging the outcome. I believe that gamification or game, or what we call serious games, any matter, even the Lego is one. Yes, I completely confirm that it's all about metaphors and how you come, because metaphors is the initial language. So you can't, if you draw it, you're more detailed than only if you write it down. On the other way, one part is the problem solving part, like unlocking the potentials, unlocking maybe they love to see the hidden issues, or I love to say the solutions already existing in a system called team. This is for you, system. You can talk afterwards on system.
Yeah.
and it's unlocking, and this is unlocking, giving the possibility to come with this idea. That's for one angle. The second angle is gamification helps also to create options, to give options.
Yes.
And because if you have options, you have better decision-making process. Because you need options to make decisions. Do you agree, disagree, and maybe hard debate?
I think the second one is very true. I think that through the method and the discussion and the way and the process of the method, people can basically discover the invisible in some ways and create, or make sense in a different way so that they come up with new outcomes or what they call emergent outcomes. And from there you can go, yes, you have options. And you can either depending on the strategy of the companies, you can either play some of those options or, continue one path and see where it goes.
Yeah. Another way around is I try to let you speak also about system, because just before the recording we talked a lot about, and I discover your system thinking too. So what is your approach on system thinking?
The thing is, a lot of our systems currently are broken. It goes from, it benefits some people within the system. And those people have no interest in changing it or in changing them, depending. And now it's up to us to challenge those assumptions and see where we can find, I guess, the edges of the system and the leverage point to make things different. So it's currently the problem I have is I see a lot of systems and I cannot unsee them. So it's a bit like having to choose where you want to focus your effort, time, and energy, so that you make one system change. So it's I know you're familiar with that. At the corporation level.
I'm just doing this since over 30 years, right? Because
exactly.
I'm really old. Yeah. But the thing is, in fact, I will play the words, but this is my French part and you have the French part, so you will understand what I'm thinking. It is not rude at all. The idea is a system can never be broken. So when we say when you have a broken system, it means we don't see the real one. And what I understand with what you're saying is there is some game. Let's say you have multiple systems. The system called the company, the organization, the entities, the groups, the teams, whatever. These are multiple systems and in an ecosystem. Yes. But maybe the rule of the main ecosystem, the driving, is completely disconnected from the main. It doesn't care. They're going in a complete other direction without caring on the main system, which is the reality.
I think I was actually more coming one level higher. More from maybe the sector point of view.
What kind of, from the sector point of view?
For example, take example the financial industry. Financial industry is currently, or asset management, which is a small part of it. Asset managers at this point have an issue. They have loads of funds. They have loads of clients on the other side, but they don't know how to bridge and sell those funds to those same clients. And the idea is, how do you challenge that? I mean, how do you make those clients, you have your pool of people here. But how do you change something internally within your asset managers, within the asset managers, so that, you know, the people and the client you have already trust you and buy your products?
I will challenge you.
If you want, the growth curve doesn't work anymore. You need to go somewhere else. Yes?
I will challenge you. Is it the purpose? Is it the purpose of asset managers to allocate funds?
It's not about fund allocation. it's I mean, of course,
It's not
you
their
go
job.
back to the initial problem. Maybe the problem is the wrong one. But if you
Yeah.
take facts, and if you
Yeah.
take a look at the sector as a whole, there are some issues. And you can also find similar issues with, freelancers, similar issues with smaller entrepreneurs, but you can also see the same issues with on the job market.
Yeah, maybe
How do you position yourself? How do you position yourself in those markets to make your word heard?
I will really try to bring you to maybe one of my biases, because I used to have the pleasure and the privilege to work with these people in the hedge funds. In fact, asset managers, don't get me wrong, I just use a hard term, is they're bookkeepers. So they collect the money and they keep the money. And they are mostly doing this part, and the second part is risk management. So they are not about creating value. The objective is to reduce the risks. So in a high risky, unstable world, you cannot ask them to do, take risk. And say, no, it's not our job. Right?
Absolutely. It is correct. But they still have those, it says in the title, asset managers.
Yeah.
They have the pool of assets and they don't know how to, put them outside, to fruition. And, I guess if we go one level higher or further, it's about, there's too many of them. And how do you make your voice heard in some way? So, it is about risk. It is about assets. We trust them as potential client, to make money for us and our pension and so on. But at the really system level, they don't do a good job. So how do we make things better for us?
I have the feeling you pointed one angle, which I have unfortunately to agree completely with you, is based out of my initial approaches, risk management, mostly on high level. And usually when you have a bank, you have asset manager that do the job absolutely great. But you have to also people who make deals, right? Like business relationship managers, or maybe somebody who's managing your account. Okay, but it's not an asset manager. Should not be. Because he has to be able to take risk.
It's true.
It has to work hand in hand with an asset manager. And where I have joined you absolutely on the part that now on the board of many organizations, not only in banking, you have mostly asset managers. Nobody has a vision. Nobody has a risk. Doesn't know the market. Not able to respond. And moreover, it has to be even more critical after COVID times, when during the COVID there were a huge panic because you cannot control your people. They know why. They know because of VUCA. I mean, we did this. We have the volatility of the markets. They know. They're smart, but everything is locked in the head, not going deep in the body, and to be some kind of proactivity on the market. So they're all. And what happened after COVID? They say we want to recover. And since the instability of the politics, you have your reptilian brain come out, stop everything, close the doors, right?
And
Sorry.
I think the future trend will be to really think about strategy again.
Oh, you have to.
At the but not strategy over 3 months, but strategy over the long run. What strategy should be all about. And not, when I say strategy over 3 months, actually, these are tactics. But they need to think longer term now.
So let's go on semantics. You're complete on my field. I want to play with you. So what we say over oh my God, no. So your mission was to shut up me. And so, in fact, is what we call on 5 years is we call it a vision.
Yes.
Because you don't need to go that deep in a granularity, because you want to be absolute. No, the vision is very high level. And we are lacking people having high level thinking.
Exactly.
Really. And this is also where what you're doing is very, very helpful. And we need more of people like you and to doing this, because this is where you get the idea. It's not about how you execute it. You need to have the vision idea. And then based on this, you define the strategies, the yearly strategies.
Yes.
And even
then
maybe
you
the
define the tactics.
To reach the strategy. And the strategy is one step milestone to get to the vision. Right.
Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that, I think, has been lost. For so long, there was no VUCA world. And I think people haven't adjusted fast enough. And now they realize they need to change gear or to change the way they think to, find their competitive advantage, and based on that, get where they want to head.
What makes a difference? Usually we're handing over the work a lot to just people managing a situation who has to be designed by one guy. So I love to come with very annoying stories, like a good project start, or maybe a company start with a visionary, and who's so fascinated about what he wants to do. So he got a lot of people, self-engaged, self-organized people surrounding him, right? And after 1 year, the board of directors come to him and say, "Oh, this was awesome job, well done. I have another challenge for you. Yeah, go there. I have, and another person will take over your project." At this moment, it's the end.
Yeah, I think it's, the data world is actually, the data world has pushed them to go slightly away from data to be able to come back to a longer term vision and, what do I want to achieve over the next 5 years? Yes, data will help, but it will be not the primary source, I think.
I think cookies and donuts will help too.
Yes.
So it's a tool. No, cookies has nothing to do. And you raise a very interesting point. So when you go in boards, even program management boards, pardon, is when you go in a conversation, when you start, okay, what we have a problem to solve for our customer, we want to create these kind of new products. Rapidly, it's all talking about technical stuff. It's all about talking the data management, the architecture, whatever, which is not bad, absolutely not bad. Or too much in the design and the graphics. But in fact, after 10 seconds, the customer is no longer on the plate. There is no user. There's just expression. Not bad. It's not wrong. But in the business context, sadly, is this a huge risk? And we are discovering the lack of these people, the creative people, again. We have a balance.
I think it's sad to see that, yes, AI is important at the end of the day, but eventually it will help them to get to their long-term views, but it should not be the priority yet.
AI is just a management tool. It's a decision-making tool. It will
You
replace
saying
whom?
it?
Oh, I'll say that it will replace management. That's it. That's where it's happened. So in fact, it won't never be that
No,
expansion as we're expecting.
I think it should be part of the discussion, but not the primary part of the discussion.
Even though I use AI to write a proper English.
So do I.
Not being too rude with my comments, because my German brains go up and straight to the point, quite without any emotions. But this is helpful. But I know what I read. I know what I wrote, and I know I can read it again. So so you have to. AI is interesting if you have to use, if you know what you put it in. If you write me a book, and I publish a book every day about a topic, sorry, you don't have the time to read everything. You don't even understand where the documents. So you will have stupid books, and you will have smart books, and the smart books will always win on the long run.
It's funny, like 2 years ago, when AI started to really pick up. Roughly, actually, exactly 2 years ago. I had a newsletter at the time, which I was starting to have also curious minds interviews. Mm-hmm. Okay, I called them Curious Cat, because the newsletter is called Curiosity Didn't Kill the Cat. And I had no interviewee at the time, so I said, okay, let's do it with AI. So I used ChatGPT, I put my question in, got my text, published it. And then this year I thought, okay, let's try it again with the same questions to see the improvement. And that was interesting because he shortened the answers very much. He got very much, I say he, but he could be she. And he got actually the marketing tools in. Mm-hmm. So now if you ask a question, you have an answer, and then you have a question again.
Oh, interesting. But
so I was wondering what to do with that, to be honest, because I thought it was very interesting to compare the two, but hey, here we go.
I always make a joke. If you want to test an AI tool, the first thing you have to do is, hey, AI, who is Pierre Neis? Hey, AI, who is Sophie Frey? And then you will discover the answer. I'll get, here's a senior developer, software developer from Luxembourg. I say, no way, never been, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just, I think as a creative, you need to embrace it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be creative, right? In a sense that as a mindset. It's interesting to see the progress, but on the other hand, it's a bit sad to see that he's now using, ChatGPT is using the same tool that has put all of us in the same issues. Having the same issues, which is marketing and behavioral science, and so.
Had started with marketing first. It's called direct one-to-one marketing. 20 years ago? Mm-hmm. Then we have machine learning. Now we call it AI. In fact, is how can we hijack AI as creative people? See?
I was more thinking also about. I have 3 children, so they're all neurodivergent in some ways. How can AI help them to get better at things they can't handle themselves? I don't have the question. But I'm tempted to try and see how that would work. But they're still young, so it's, I think it's worth a try. If you're in a higher education, maybe it's, I don't know.
I remember this kind of parents-teacher reunion when my youngest was at the primary school in France, and have all the moms complaining, oh, the level is not good, and they're doing nothing here, the school is not good. And one parent she was a teacher. And then they came back to me. I was annoyed because about this complaints. It's awful. See, my daughter is here not to learn. My daughter is here to socialize, to make friends. And then I watch her. I say, I will play with the nerves, right? I say, and my daughter learns only with one person, and that's me.
Yeah. I mean, it's not, I think the system has evolved, and there's still some socialization at school. But
it's super important.
Yes, absolutely. And that's how they learn. I mean, Play 14 was play.
It's all about that.
Basic. But I do think AI could help some of those kids for which the system is not made for.
Oh,
so
like drawing, going outdoors, gardening, hiking, playing with the friends in the woods.
Yes, that too. Yes.
And just you have to agree as a parent. I will stop then this on here is you have to agree that your child are not Albert Einsteins. You want to make them just normal people, right?
Yeah, but absolutely true. So
yeah, so I have two daughters raised up in the agile way. So it means I have nothing to say.
Right, they're older than mine, right? So.
Oh yeah, my little baby is 21, and my oldest she will be 32 next month.
Okay, congrats.
I'm old. I'm pretty old. Changing the decade.
Yeah.
But so Sophie, it was a real pleasure talking with you.
Thank you very much.
What can be next? What can be the next steps? I believe I will say nothing because we are sharing a huge professional secret. I want to help Sophie or do it with her under her leadership, something regarding creativity in the Zurich area. Because here there's a lot of hidden gems, so people are hiding.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure there's a lot of things. So please ping me if you want to be part of it. There is no good and bad thing. It's all about creativity. Sophie will be the boss. I will be the assistant.
It will be my pleasure to have you on board. And I would really love to, collaborate or co-create something with you, Pierre.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time, Sophie. Guys, I wish you a lovely day. If you have questions, if you have interest, if you want to talk, please connect with me on social networks. You find me on LinkedIn. Or if you find this probably a little bit interesting, share, like, and share it to your acquaintance and friends and family and lovers. Have a lovely day. Enjoy. Peace. Thank you so much for joining us at We Win Us. We are excited to be on this journey with you as we support your growth as a leader and change maker, helping you build resilient and agile organizations. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd be grateful if you could share it or connect with us on social media. And if you or someone you know has valuable insights to share, please reach out. I'd be thrilled to feature them. Until next time, keep evolving and stay inspired.